Hi there, welcome. My name is June Kahn and welcome to my workout. Today I'm calling this workout Move and Groove. This 30-minute workout is going to move and groove and energize you, challenging muscles as well as flexibility, improving your mobility, and allowing you to get a mental challenge as well. We're going to need a ball, which is right here, right? An inflatable ball. If you don't have an inflatable ball, you can substitute either a roll of toilet paper or a roll of paper towels, which would work just as well, and even maybe a small pillow would work in addition to that, if you don't have the other. The other thing you'll need is a chair. As you see, I have one behind me, and in a few seconds here, I'm going to invite you to join me. But before we do, I want you to make sure to follow and watch closely. If you need to observe before you join in, feel free to do that at any time. And oftentimes I'm going to invite you to observe and watch before I move into the next. This series also focuses a little bit on balance, more than a little, on your balance as well. It's really fun, it's energizing, it's refreshing, and I can't wait to get started. So grab your water, make sure you have some water that's close by, and then I'm going to invite you to take a seat in the chair, and we're going to get started. So I'm going to go to my chair. Notice that my chair doesn't have arms. You can have a chair with arms, and if that's all you have, then no worries, we'll work with it. But I would like you to avoid sitting all the way back right now, because I want to focus on you understanding what it is to keep a nice, upright, tall posture that forces your muscles in your core to engage. Did you know that your core involves all of the muscles that are attached to your neck and to your pelvis, and all of them 360 degrees around your body? There are 38 muscles in your core, and they're important because they govern what goes on with the extremities. We're going to begin with our feet flat on the ground. So we're here, we're completely supported. I'm going to slide back a little bit. We want to make sure we're creating a 90-degree angle between the knee and the heel joint. And we're going to start here with a little march. When I say march, it's a light march. You know what a march is when you stand up and down. But I'm going to have you place your hands, the heels of your hands on the chair. And what we're going to do is take a little lift. You're going to lift and lower and lift like a little march. That's all it is. So depending on how heavy your leg feels today, it's going to depend on how that core is going to react. I want you to avoid moving back and forth. We will do that later on. But I'd like you to think about pulling the knee to the chest and coming to the floor. Beautiful. We're going to do two more here. On one, here comes two. Perfect. Now this time, just tap the floor with your toe, bring your foot down. Lift the knee, tap the floor, push the heel down. Lift the knee, so it's like I'm going through toe, ball, heel on each leg. Perfect. I'm going to go here and come back down again. Last one. Perfect. Release. Now watch. I'm going to take my shoulders, take them to my ears, pull the shoulder blades back, and then allow the shoulders to drop down. I'm creating a circle. So we're going to smooth that circle out all the way around. Take your time. And again, lift. Perfect. We're going to do that again two more times. We're just warming up the upper body. If you want to bend your elbows a little bit, you can. Perfect. Now this time we're going to continue with the march. As you curl the left shoulder back, you raise the leg. So join me when you're ready. So we're exhaling as that knee comes up. Breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. Notice when you lift the shoulder, we get a little bit of side bending at the same time without having to think about it, right? One more. We're going to try a little mental challenge here. I'm going to stop for a moment. You're going to watch me. I'm going to take opposite knee to opposite shoulder and bring it down. Watch me again. I'm going to do the other side. You ready? Let's do the first one together slow. Here we go. Right leg and left shoulder around. Right shoulder and left knee. Perfect. One more. Beautiful. Notice when we do this, we get a little bit more rotation. You can pause right here. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And then exhale out. Focus on that breath. Breathe in. Exhale out. We have one more nice deep breath. Inhale. Exhale and release. Now, remember I asked you to have that ball. I'm going to grab that ball. And that ball is going to come between your knees. Now, where do you place the ball is important. So I don't want it on the joint itself. I want you to slide it up a little bit more. Remember, it could be a roll of toilet paper, could be a roll of paper towels, whatever you have. But whatever that width is between your knees, make sure it's the same with your feet. So hands right here on the chair. I want you to squeeze the ball, hold it. Feel the inner thighs working. Now release that ball. This time I want you to make a mental focus. As you exhale and squeeze the ball, tell me if you can notice your pelvic floor contracting as well. And then release, because that's my purpose. This forces our core to engage. I'm going to do a little rhythmic change. Watch, I'm going to do 3 and 2 and 1 and release. Exhale as I press 3, 2, 1 and I release. 2 more and squeeze. 2, 3 and release. This is turning on that core. You should feel those muscles here. Now join me as I exhale. Breathe out. Hold. Inhale. Exhale. Hold. You almost feel taller when you do this, right? One more time. Press. Beautiful. I know I said one more time. Give me one more. Here we go. Press, hold, and release. Nice job. We're going to take the ball away. Keep it close by because we'll come back to it later. I'm going to do what I call ankle pumps. So we're going to start with both legs extending forward with your heels on the ground. So I've moved a little bit further closer to the edge of my chair. Now, most of you have probably driven a car, so I want you to envision or think about what you do when you drive a car. It's usually with your right foot, unless you're from London, it's on the left side. Here we go. I want you to pump. Press the accelerator and pull back. Do it again. Press the accelerator to the floor and lift it back. Join me if you haven't yet. Accelerate it to the floor. Beautiful. And again, now we're going to pick up our pace on this. You ready? Hold on to the chair. We're going to press away. Press away. Lift back. Press away. Lift back. Press away. Now this time, come back up. Let me explain a little bit. When I place or extend my ankle joint, we call that plantar flexion. When we pull the ankle joint up, we call that dorsiflexion. You know how we remember that? Because a dorsal fin of a dolphin is usually upright. So if I bring the ankle joint towards my shin, I'm dorsiflexing. Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. Plantar flexion, dorsiflexion. Now hold it in dorsiflexion and then pull the toes up, 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 up. You can feel that shin working. It's a muscle we don't get to work too much. What we're doing here is just warming up those shins for the next series of exercises, moving into the exercise. When to release, perfect. Bring your feet back. Nice job. Notice how we stayed nice and tall. We engaged our core, and we did a little bit of a light march before. Now that march is going to get a little bit more intense. So I want you to bend your elbows close to your waist, and if at any time you feel you need more balance, just put the heels of your hands right here. Ready? So I'm going to march 1 and down and lift. I'm going a little bit higher now. Lift. Perfect. You got it. Awesome. Now this time, like you're walking, swing opposite arm. So what this creates is a little natural rotation through the hip and pelvis. So I'm not going anywhere, right? But I'm marching. If you had on a what we call a fitness tracker, it probably would even count these steps because you are moving. Moving. Pump those arms. Beautiful. Can we go a little faster? Pump. Now, when I go a little faster, notice how my range of motion has drastically changed. Now, we're going to stop for a moment. I want you to take one heel forward, bring it back. One heel front to the back. Perfect. One heel front to the back. Now, this time, opposite arm. We'll reach heel and back, heel and back. Push forward with the arm, pull it back. Push forward with the arm. Go back to your pumping elbows. Pump now, going through my whole foot. I'm going to slow it down a little, and then you're going to join me. So let's stop this march for a moment. Stop right here. Pump, lift, toe, heel. Lift, toe, heel, lift. Toe, heel, lift. Toe, heel, lift. So that little lift is forcing those abdominal muscles to work a little bit harder. Yeah, we've got 4. Toe, heel. 3. Toe, heel. Last one here. Perfect. Beautiful. Nice job. Relax for a moment. I'm going to ask you to slide back in your chair just a little bit, not too far. And then we're going to take our legs a little bit wider. So from here, I'm going to bring my left leg to meet my right. Want to join me? Perfect. All right, so we start at this angle, nice and tall. Our hands can be on the chair, or our hands can be on your thighs. With the hands on your thighs, we still have support, but it engages a little bit more core. Here, it's a little bit more support. Your choice, what works for you. Watch me go to the left and watch me go to the right, and then join me. So just doing here, step, tap, get ready to join me now. Step, tap, step, and tap. Step, tap, step, tap. Perfect. Step, tap. Beautiful, we got it. And again, step, tap. Nice. Step, tap. Beautiful. We got it. Nice job. Now, what I'm doing here is forcing your torso to rotate a little bit as we step side to side. But what else are we doing? There's some balance challenges here. So if you want to join me, take your hands away. Keep your elbows close to your side. You got it. This looks great. Now, if you want to add a little change, hands on the chair, we can step and kick. Step and kick. Kind of like a can-can. Step and kick. Now, when you step and kick, can you feel more of those lower abdominals engage? That's exactly what the goal of this is, to get some more core while we're working side to side. Perfect. I'm going to do one more here. And it's a low kick, not a high kick. Last one. I know I said it was the last one before. I apologize here. Now stay wide for me. Stay wide. So you sit, watch me. This is what I call a plie. Right? So we're not going to stand up. We're going to stay seated in our chair. But we're going to do some of the things that we do with our ankle joint in a plie position. So in a plie, the torso is very tall. When we do a squat, we tend to hinge forward. So no hinging forward here. I just want you to sit nice and tall. Hands can either be on your thighs or they can be on your chair here. What we're going to do here is just work into some heel lifts. So lift one heel and bring it down, and lift the other heel and bring it down. Keep going. Awesome. This looks great. Lift and heel. Awesome. We're going to add a little bit of a lean back in a moment here. You got it. Now this time, as I lift this heel, I'm going to lean back and come forward. Lift. Join me when you're ready. Now we can do this slowly. Lean back and come forward. I'm going to take a deep breath in and come back. And in, actually out and come back. Leaning back and coming forward. And again, two more. Reach and come back. One last time. Beautiful. Now watch my change. I'm going to stay upright, heel up, and then stretch to the opposite side. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Lift a heel, stretch to this other side. Great. And then reach out and come back. Now watch this change. I'm going to take my left leg and extend and reach back with the hand. And then I'm going to come back. Watch me one more time. Heel here, side stretching, leaning back. You can feel what's happening through your torso here, and come back. You ready to join me? Here we go. Heel first, and then maybe hang on to the chair here. Lean back. Try to avoid the hips, the rib cage moving away from your hips. So you don't want to overextend, and come back in. And other side, lean back and come forward. Now I can keep one hand and I can reach out and come back in. Same thing. And reach out. Notice that balance challenge. Come back in. You always have the option of keeping the hand on the chair. Come back in, and last one. And reach out. And come back in. Now just side bend. You're going to reach side. Come up. Every time you reach, exhale down and come up. Exhale. Two more on each side. One. Perfect. Exhale here. And one more. Beautiful. We got it. Nice job. Now we're going to bring those legs together, and what we're going to do is take an opportunity to go into what we call a squat lift. If you've done some other classes or sessions with me prior, we've done this a few times before. You have an option of going to the full stand or just doing the lift, which is what I'm going to start with. So with your feet here flat on the ground, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, step one is hinging forward. Now, as I'm hinging forward, I'm bringing my body weight forward so that when I have the heels of my hands, watch here, I'm going to lift up, off, sit back down, and come. Notice how my hands never left the chair. You ready to join me? Exhale, hinge. Breathe in. Exhale, lift your hips. and come back down. You can use the heels of your hands to help push you back, but always come back to that upright position. Ready? Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinge forward. Take another deep breath. Exhale, lift, and then come back down and release. Awesome. We're going to do that 3 more times. Exhale, push off, come back down and sit back. That was 1. Inhale, torso tall. Exhale, forward, lift your hips up, come back down and come back to a nice tall spine. Breathe in again. Exhale, hinging forward, and then lift up. Hold here for a second, pull that belly in, and then release. So, for those of you that feel ready, I invite you to join me to the stand. For those of you, this is your modification. Just hinging forward, lifting up, coming back down, and then coming back to start. So ready? Those of you that want to join me, we're going to hinge at our hips. Exhale, hinge. Come off the chair, push through your feet, stand up tall, and then hinge back. Place your hands at your hip joint. We create what I call a hand sandwich. Shift your weight to your heels and shift your hips back. Reach for the chair, have a seat, and sit down. We're going to do that again. Exhale, hinge forward. Pressing through your heels, I'm letting my knees move forward, and my weight has not left my heels. And then I come back down, aiming my hips back, grabbing the chair, and coming back down. 2 more of those. You ready? Those of you that are staying in your lift position, that's fine. Keep it going. Or take a rest. Stand up tall, full extension of your knee joint. Nice tall spine, chest lifted towards the ceiling. We have 1 more. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinging forward. Lift off, but now follow through with that nice stand. Perfect. Last one here. Sitting back, grab that chair. Perfect. And release and kind of just shake those legs out a little bit. That was great. That's body weight training at its best. And squats are an exercise that is so vital to what you do every day in life. The next one is what I call a core thrust. Now I know that sounds, what does you mean core thrust? It means that we're going to thrust our body back and then come forward. So what we do is we extend one leg back, lean back, and then we come back forward. But here's the deal. We want to correctly activate the right muscles to support us, and that's going to take some breath work. So we're going to start with your left leg. Take a deep breath in, left leg goes out, and lean back. Hold on to the chair. And then exhale, bring it back. And again, now your right side. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, come forward. And again, inhale, lean back. Exhale, forward. Perfect. Inhale, lean back. Exhale, forward. And again, inhale back. Exhale, forward. Inhale back. Exhale, forward. Nice job. So, for those of you that want to take another added challenge, watch. The rest of you, feel free at staying with the thrust with one leg at a time. But we are going to keep our hands on the chair, especially the heels of our hands. We may want to slide back just a little bit. So watch me on this first one. As I lean back, I then extend both legs out, and I have to hold my core in and then bring it right back. Notice that I had to lift my heels off a little bit. So take a deep breath in. You can either slide your legs out, hold, but then you got to quick pick them up and bring them back in. Now remember, you can keep this one going now. That is perfectly fine. Or we can now inhale back, exhale, come forward. Inhale back, exhale, come forward. 3 more, we're almost there. Inhale back, exhale, forward. Inhale back, hold those abs and exhale, forward. 1 more, inhale back, exhale, forward. You should have felt a lot of lengthening occur in the front of the body, so you should have felt some action right around here and feeling your heart open. Actually, that movement should feel good because it opens the heart, it opens up the torso, and allows you to get more openness where I'm going to stand up for a minute, where we get that nice action of extension through the body. So I'm going to sit back down and we're going to go into our next exercise. And we're going to focus specifically on the core this time, and we're going to remain seated. So no more standing up on this from now till the end of the workout. But we're going to start with 2 exercises. One is called the single leg stretch, and the other is called the, not corkscrew, excuse me, it is called the crisscross. And they're kind of Pilates in nature, so they're focusing on the core with some leg action. We're also going to do one more, a seated twist, where we will bring out the ball, so make sure your ball is handy. So for the first one, you're going to sit in your chair. We're not going to have to get up. I want you to take one hand on each of your shoulders. But now what I'd like you to do is raise your elbows up. When this becomes uncomfortable, all you have to do is keep the elbows close to your side. What I'd like you to do is keep the elbows up so we get the shoulders to work a little bit. Here's your action of your arms. They come across here, and then we open. Perfect. And as you exhale, those arms come together. And as you in, and you're wondering, what is she doing? Where's that core? That core is working, but we're going to add something to make that core work a little bit more. Now, if this is more comfortable for you to do it this way, by all means, you have a couple of options here. I'm going to keep my hands on my shoulders, and I'm going to raise my elbows up. I'm going to avoid leaning back. All that leaning back is no longer going to occur in this section. We're going to lift the knee, pulling the elbows together, and release. 4 times the same leg. You ready? Exhale, 1. Come down. Exhale, 2. Come down. Can you feel those lower abdominals working? Exhale, 3. Come down. Exhale, 4. Relax for a moment. What we don't want to see, I call this error analysis. We don't want to rock back. We want to stay nice and tall. We want to drive the knee towards the chest to work those obliques from the bottom of your pelvis. If you need to let your arms take a rest, do so. Let them come down for a second. And then we're going to take our hands back to the shoulders, raise those elbows. And as you exhale, pull the knee up. It doesn't have to come up super high. Don't think you have to come up really high. Exhale in and open. We have 2 more. Exhale, lift and open. We have 1 more. Exhale, lift and open. Perfect. Relax for a second. Roll those shoulders out. Let's try alternating it now. Take your hands to your shoulders. Elbows come out to the side. We're ready. Pull in 1. Now switch. Exhale, 2. Come in. Exhale, 3. Come in. Exhale, 4. We're going to do 6. Exhale, 5. 1 more. And 6. Perfect. And relax. Perfect. That was great. So on our next one, we're going to make this a little bit more challenging. So if you thought it was challenging, this is just a teeny bit more. We're going to add some opposition to what we're doing. Here's your obliques. They crisscross your torso. So it makes your body come in like this, right? So in order to do that, we have to work from opposition as well. So we want to work from this side of the body to this side. So we take our arms back into that position. And if we do opposite elbow towards the knee, I'm not bending forward. I'm pulling the knee and I'm just twisting. So as I exhale, I'm twisting. You're going to feel a little bit of difference here. When you're ready, join me. And you can not have to bring, you don't have to bring that leg all the way up. As long as you follow through with that twist. Twist. And I'm letting my torso twist side to side. It's one of my favorite exercises. It's called the crisscross. So it's kind of crisscrossing your body. We do this in Pilates, typically on our back. I actually like it much better seated because it really gives us some function. 2 more of these. Perfect. Now on your next one, you're going to roll your shoulders back. Perfect. And we're going to grab our ball. So while we grab this ball, you're going to bring your feet together. So this is a version of a Pilates exercise called the seated twist. And the reason I'm having you bring your legs together side by side is because it allows us to have much more range of motion to go side to side. So whether you have your ball or whether you have your roll of toilet paper or your paper towel roll, you're going to place that ball on your lap for a moment just to allow your torso to extend. The arms are going to go out in front, dropping your shoulders. We're going to take a twist. Now, as I twist to my right side, watch me on both sides. I'm going to bend my right arm. My left arm starts fairly straight, and I come back to center, and that arm straightens. I pull back here, exhaling, pulling the elbow back, come back to center. I'm going to drop it down just to take a rest. Are we ready? Take a deep breath. Breath in. Exhale that breath out. Feel your torso get taller. Inhale again. Exhale, reach that ball out. Inhale. As you exhale, twist. Come center. Twist, come center. Twist, come center. And I'm going to slow it down this time. Take it slow. Slowly twist. And come back. Exhale. Deep breath out. Breathe out. And breathe in. Do that twist again. Exhale, twist. Come back in. And again. Exhale, twist. Nice. Coming back in. We're almost there. 3 more on each side. Exhale, 1. And come back. Feel like you're going to knock somebody out with your elbow behind you. Like an elbow thrust. Here we go. and come back. We have one more after the 7. Twist, and come back. Last one here. Exhale, twist, and come back. And last one. Perfect. We're going to let those shoulders get a rest. So still going to hold on to the ball. We're still going to keep our legs together. We're going to put our hands by our side. Think tall. You may want to sit back a little bit more if you'd like to, if that feels more comfortable for you. I'm going to take this hand to the side of my head. I'm going to bend sideways. Now, as I do, I'm going to push my right hip down. I'm going to come back up. So I'm gently pressing the fist into the side of my head as I side bend to my left side. I'm reaching the ball towards the ground. Doesn't have to hit the ground, otherwise your hip might come up. Really depends on how tall your chair is. I'm going to do one more. So now we have allowed the body to work in all 3 planes of motion. I'll explain that in a moment. I'm going to do that here. Take this here, sit tall, sink into that left hip, and bend sideways. And come up. Sideways. And come up. 2 more. Sideways. Come up. One last one. Sideways. Come up. Beautiful. So what we did is we let our body come forward. We let our body go side to side. We let our body twist. Those are the 3 planes of motion that your body uses every single day. The twisting being one of the most important, because those are things that we do, and if our body is not prepared to do those twisting movements, we therefore sometimes can create an additional risk for injury, which we don't want. So by doing and incorporating these kind of exercises in your workout helps you eliminate the risk of being injured when you twist from side to side. And how many times have you had to grab something from behind you? This is a way of avoiding becoming injured as you do so. Great job. We're going to do a little bit of stretching now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with your shoulders dropping down, right? And I want to start with our neck. So I want you to hold your belly in. Place your hand on your belly. And we're going to allow the left ear to drop to the left shoulder. And just hold it there. Nice. Now let the chin drop down. Gaze down at your left knee. Roll to the other side. And then we come right back to that side. Find that stretch. Now take the right shoulder. Push it down. I'm flexing the palm of my right hand. And I'm going to drop it down. Looking up. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Ready? Take a breath. Exhale. Ear goes to the shoulder. I can already feel that stretch right down the side. I'm going to take a deep breath in. And I'm going to roll my head all the way to the other side. And then come back. Let that stretch. Flex that palm like we did on the other side. Push away. You're going to feel that nice length from your ear all the way down to your shoulder. And then come back and then lift up. Yes. Drop the chin again one last time. Roll to your right side. This time we're just rolling side to side. Kind of let that weight of your head just drop down. And then we're coming back to the center. Take a deep breath in. Exhale the breath out. Then inhale, raise your head so that your eye level is straight ahead. Perfect. Nice job. So now we're going to do a seated twist where we're just going to take your hand, right hand to the back of the chair, left hand right here. You're going to pull the shoulder back and find that nice stretch. Hold, sitting nice and tall. Coming back to the center, do the same thing over here. Ready, you're going to pull straight back and hold. Coming back to the center, perfect. We're going to take the left elbow, bend it. Your right hand goes right at the outside of that arm. Pull it across the middle of your body. Now drop the shoulder and bring that hand closer to the body and start to feel that stretch and hold. Nice. Do the same thing here. Bend your right. Bring it across your body. And then pull the arm. Perfect. Then the next exercise is for the hip flexor. So I'm going to ask you to take the heel of your left leg out in front of you. Right? The right leg is bent in to help support you. And then what we're going to do is lean back a little bit. Hold onto that chair. Think of the glute on this side. Try to squeeze that glute. Squeeze that glute. You're going to feel the hips start to open up as you're leaning back. Hold for a few seconds. You're going to feel the quadricep engage, which is allowing this to stretch out. Relax the foot so that hip flexor can stretch, and let the quadricep relax now. And then come back in. And then we do the same thing on the other side. Stretch out, ready? Leaning back, squeeze the glute. And you feel a stretch through here, and you almost feel what I call a simultaneous contraction in that quad going on to help you lengthen through that hip flexor, but now relax the foot. Relax the foot, it helps that quadricep turn off a little bit, and then come back. Then take the heel of your left foot in front, place your right hand on your thigh, place the left hand on the top of your thigh and slide it down, and reach the arm out towards the toe. Pull the toe back, pull your abs in. Avoid bending your spine at all. Just reach out. You're going to start to feel a stretch in your hamstring. Bend your knee if you need to, if that helps relieve the anxiety in that leg a little bit. Pull those abdominal muscles in here, supported by your hand on that thigh. Come back. And then bring the leg in and do the same thing on this side. Hand here. Hinging forward, right? Hold. My body's tall. I'm not going to round my spine. Reach out, reaching the fingertips towards that toe. And if it feels too much, bend the knee a little bit. That eliminates a little bit of the anxiety in your muscle. Hold, reach, pull those abs in tight, pull it back. And then come back in, get a nice length through the back of the legs. Great, sit back a little bit. And just stretch to the left side. Envision that your body or your torso is between two planes of glass. Come back up, do it the other side. Come back up, nice job. Beautiful, you did a wonderful job today. We got to move and groove, we got to balance, had to use our mind quite a bit, but we also got to stretch and elongate those muscles, which are so very important in doing that. This workout is a wonderful workout to do to energize your body, but also make you become aware of why it's important to do some of the exercises that we do, because movement heals. We need to move consistently throughout the day so that our body stays fresh and youthful, and therefore we reduce the risk of injury and we feel so much better as well. I'm going to stand up. So if you can stand up, that feels so good to stand up. But I just want to politely say goodbye and thank you so much for joining me. I enjoy working out with you. I hope you had a good time, and I hope that you learned a little bit as well. Remember to drink some water after, because it's important to replenish the fluids in your body. And you may feel sore a little bit, and I hope to see you soon.